The Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore plans to train non-cyber professionals with some cyber defence skills to raise the quality of cybersecurity here in Singapore. A part of this will see 10,000 new training places made available to women to equip them with cybersecurity skills. Engineers will also have targeted cybersecurity courses tailored just for them. Speaking at the cybersecurity event, Communications and Information Minister Josephine Teo notes that cybersecurity is a team effort. She says it's important to include non-cyber professionals, such as those in finance or law. She says there is a growing interest among women to take on cybersecurity roles, so it's a good time to develop more talent.
Because demand far outstrips supply, it is a really good time to welcome more women to the cybersecurity profession. It also fits well with our holistic yet practical approach to grow a sustainable talent pipeline for cyber.
So demand for cybersecurity and cyber training is growing, but are enough women represented in the industry? To tell us more, we have Claire Rosso, CEO of ISC2. Now, that is a non-profit that specializes in training and certification of cybersecurity professionals. Claire, welcome. Let's talk first about STEM education and training for women. The fact is, women don't seem to study technology at a higher level. So when you talk about these mid-career and third-party certifications that you're trying to promote here, where do they come in to make up for this gap? And are we doing enough?
Well, I think the announcement today of the partnership with CSA and the Cyber Associates program, where CSA is committing to put 10,000 individuals through our Certified in Cybersecurity program, which is an entry-level certification, no experience required. And what it does is it allows women who have all the non-technical skills we need, the analytical thinking, the problem solving, the communication skills, it allows them to demonstrate their aptitude for the technical side of cyber. And that is a first huge step in moving women into cyber.
Claire, it always, sort of amuses me when I hear people say, I'm not a tech person. I mean, companies are transforming at such a rapid rate. We all need to be hands-on when it comes to having some knowledge, at least. So this certification is so important. Retaining and growing that talent, that's critical as well. Where are we with that in the industry?
So, in Asia Pacific overall, a little lower than the rest of the world in terms of the representation of women. Women in Asia Pacific are only 15%. The numbers are better in Singapore, 17%. We see the commitment, we're a global organization, we actually see the commitment in Singapore by the government, by industry is very strong. And I think that's reflected in, so say the CEO population in Singapore, in Asia Pacific is 4%. In Singapore, it's closer to 18%, which is fantastic, which means there is a commitment to women. We need women in there. And one of the things for women to be successful in cyber is to have their companies commit to their professional development, provide them mentors, let them see other women leaders like Minister Teo today. All fantastic steps in the right direction.
Well, the industry is also, when it comes to cybersecurity specifically, as you say, I mean, the numbers for Singapore perhaps a little bit more robust, but for cybersecurity, that number as well is challenging. Is it different among women depending on where they are and at what stage in their career?
So, well, we do see more younger women coming in. And one of the myths we need to bust is that women can have a career in cyber, and have a family too, if they choose. And today we had a panel at Singapore International Cyber Week, and a lot of women leaders talking about that fact that they did both. They had a career and they had a family. And I think it's really important for young women to see those role models so they know what the art of the possible is.
That's interesting. You mentioned the panel. What else were you hearing from the audience or from, women in general in this area as to what kind of support they are needing to make that leap?
So again, in addition to mentors and being able to see women in leadership in their organization, I think informal networks of women and others to help navigate careers. I think the other thing that was really important, and all the panelists talked about, was the importance of the non-technical skills. Again, those communication skills, the analytical thinking, the critical thinking, those are the superpowers that in a world of artificial intelligence are really going to make cyber professionals shine, because we need people to understand both the tech and how to make sense of the tech. And so those are things that women sort of naturally have, the ability to problem solve, communicate, and we see that in spades. And I think part of what people need to see is being told that you can do this, and it is an opportunity for you. So we heard a lot of that today. It was really inspiring.
I mean, there might be space to sort of formalize those conversations a bit more within companies as well. I mean, who needs to drive that conversation, though?
The leaders of companies need to drive that. We need the C-suite to lead by example and spend the time it takes to create a diverse workforce, to put equity measures in place when it comes to pay and advancement. And then in addition to that, because we want everyone in cyber to stay, we also really need them to create inclusive environments. Ask everybody at the table what they think. Make sure you don't just go to your go-to, go around the table, because the power of diversity in cyber is the more diverse the group of people, the better we're going to be at solving these complex cyber threats.
Right. There's certainly a long way to go with that.
Yeah, I'm curious, there seems to be a commitment, a will, even some financial backing as well. What do you see as perhaps obstacles that might slow down any sort of progress?
I think the thing most likely to slow down is there's a lot of bias in the process, and it's implicit bias. I don't think it's even conscious in most cases. People in cyber, and we've done research to back this up and try to understand it, you tend to hire the familiar. So you tend to hire people who have the same education as you and the same experiences. And so that's where we need organizations and leaders of organizations to really lead and demonstrate that I can take a different approach to hiring and be successful. And again, some research that we're about to release shows that there is a willingness to think differently about how organizations here in Singapore hire their cybersecurity professionals.
Just a quick final question for you, Claire. In regards those the training sort of offerings and the certification that you were saying that a woman can take, and a person who has no technical experience whatsoever, what would be one thing that you might say to our viewers out there, just to sort of, give them a little bit of encouragement to maybe apply even?
Oh, I would say I would go back to, are you a problem solver? Do you like to help people? Do you like to work with others? Cyber probably is for you. Give it a try. And that's the beauty of this, right? We're offering this for free. People can try it, see if it's a right fit for them. And if it is, it can open a world of possibilities.
Claire, we want to thank you for coming in today to share all of that with us. Fascinating stuff. Jill, I know we might just be two of your first sign-ups.
Career switches.
There's hope yet. Claire, thank you very much. Claire Rosso, the CEO of ISC2. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.